Ends at the district level. News Radio 660 Sports has you covered all the way, beginning with the District 16 tournament from the Phil Jackson Fieldhouse in Williston. Let's get the picture of today's game with the pregame show. Here's five-time North Dakota Sportscaster of the Year, Lee Halvorson.
Hi again, good afternoon, everybody, from the Phil Jackson Fieldhouse. It's day 3 of the District 16 Girls Basketball Tournament. And the first game this afternoon will have the Trenton Tigers against the Stanley Blue Jays. Tigers come in as the number 9 seed in the district tournament with a record of 4 wins against 17 losses. The Blue Jays, the number 4 team, 11 wins against 9 losses. These two teams advance like this. Stanley, an opening round loss to Ray on Tuesday, putting them into the loser-out game. The Trenton Tigers had to win their opening game over the Powers Lake Ranchers. And then Tuesday afternoon, Trenton lost to Watford City 82-35 to put them into this loser-out game this afternoon. The officials for the ball game are Arden Berg of Watford City, Ron Doctor of Tioga. We'll be back as we continue to weave the web on this Halloween. Coach's comments coming up in a minute on News Radio 660 Sports.
ND Pharmacy in the Buttrey Complex of North Willis.
First, we visit with Andy Schaefer, the head coach of the Trenton Tigers. Coach Schaefer says that this is the game that they anticipated that they would be in because they still have a shot to go to the region tournament.
That's exactly it, and for our young team, that's the most important thing for us to get a lot of experience this year. Our goal right now is to be playing tomorrow night, so we know what it's like to play to get into the regional tournament, and that's what we're shooting for tonight.
The other night in the loss to Watford City, it was one of those things that it didn't start out very well for the Tigers, and it kind of continued that way for a while.
Well, Watford City played like they were the 5th-rated team in the state, and we took them by surprise the last 2 times we played them, and they were ready to play us last night. Tom Selsley had his team ready to play, and they really took it to us. They were tough.
They did some things right off the bat that took your ball club right out of your offensive play.
Right. They really pressed us hard. We got the ball into the corner a couple times, and they trapped us, threw a lot of turnovers. Stanley's going to try and do the same thing to us tonight, and we have to be able to handle that to be in the game. I think we're one of the better teams in the half-court offense. We just have to get there.
How have you fared against the Blue Jays during the regular season?
They beat us by about 20 points down at our place during the regular season. Basically, it was the same situation. They were pressing us, and we have to be able to handle the pressure to be in the game tonight.
And another thing too, you handle the pressure, but yet, like you say, when you get it into the front court, to get into your half-court offense and make it work for you.
Exactly, and Stanley will probably play us man-to-man tonight, and we have 2 of the best inside players, I think, in the district, and our goal is to get it into them when we're in our half-court offense.
And, of course, you're talking about Joni Ryder and Trish Ledoux, and they have been outstanding players for you.
Yes, they have. Both of them shoot about 40% from the field, and they make up about 75% of our offense. And it's a big key for us, for both of them, too, to have a big game for us to win tonight.
All right, how about your starting lineup today then, Andy?
We'll start with Trish Ledoux at center, Joni Ryder and Lacey Ryder at the forwards, Amber Forsberg and Alicia Olson at the guards.
Andy, thanks for the time. Good luck here in the 3rd day of the district tournament.
Thanks a lot.
Andy Schaefer, the head coach of the Trenton Tigers. Now back, we'll visit with Gary Schell, the head coach of the Stanley Blue Jays. As a praise, the Jays have a record of 11 wins against 9 losses. And Coach Schell says that he didn't feel the Blue Jays played up to their potential in their opening round loss.
Well, when you go home and you sit down and you kind of relive the game in your mind, I think the biggest problem we had in that evening is defensively some breakdowns. The older girls seemed a little impatient at times and didn't execute real well. I was quite pleased with the younger girls that I do play 5 sophomore girls quite a bit now. Not that we're looking to the future. There's the girls I think that can play with older girls. We played a good game. We got back into it. We had a three-pointer that kind of went down and come back out. That could have put a little bit more pressure on the Ray girls. I really give them credit. Some of their seniors stepped it up and contributed, and they hadn't done it earlier in the year, the first time we've seen them, and that's why you play the tournament.
And it looked like, too, Gary, that Ray's defense didn't allow you guys to really get into the offense or offensive pattern or continuity that you really wanted to do.
especially down low inside. They really packed it in, forced us to take some outside shots. I think it took the inside game away. Our inside girls lost their patience, especially when you've seen some of the mental errors traveling in the open court, 3-second calls by senior players that shouldn't happen when it comes to tournament time.
All right, today it's the Trenton Tigers. Here's a team that last time you played them, you handled them quite easily, at least by the score, the way it looked.
Well, we struggled in the first quarter a little bit, and then their youth kind of showed, and they turned the ball over a number of times. But actually, I look at Trenton as a team that you have to be a little bit leery about, because they've played some teams close all the way into the fourth quarter. It's kind of a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, which unit's going to come out. And if you can, if our pressure gets to them early, we'll have to see how the game goes. But if they come out and gain some confidence on their outside shots, it could be a long day for us again.
That's what Andy Schaefer told me just minutes ago, Gary, is the fact that with the youngsters on his ball club, sometimes the defensive pressure gets to them a little bit.
We've seen that with younger teams this year, where we go out and pressure them, and they may stay with us for the first half, but it kind of wears on them, our pressure. And I think the big thing is most of my girls have been in track, and they've been quite successful in track the last couple of years. And I'm a firm believer that you build your other programs with your track programs and the girls program. For us anyway, some success in basketball this year, and they've had good softball teams, and they've had very good volleyball teams.
Okay, how about your starting lineup today, Gary?
We'll go the same way we did on Tuesday. We'll go with Rourke and Shelby Nichols at the guards. We'll go with Angela Nichols and Gwen Weinbar at the forwards, and Aaron Noble at center.
Gary, thanks for the time. Appreciate it. Good luck here this afternoon.
Well, thank you for your coverage of the tournament.
Gary Schell, the head coach of the Stanley Blue Jays. That concludes the coach's comments portion of the pregame show. We're about 3-4 minutes away from the tip-off of Game 1 in Day 3 of the District 16 tournament. Following this game, we'll have the Tioga Pirates against the Alexander Comets. Then tonight, Watford City will play Ray, and Burke Central plays Divide County. You can hear them all right here on News Radio. I'll be back. We'll look at the starting lineups in a minute on News Radio 660 Sports. The Stanley Blue Jays with a record of 11-9, and up front to the forward they will start Angela Nichols. Angela Nichols for Stanley, a senior at 5'6", and at the other forward is Gwen Weinbar. Weinbar is a sophomore at 5'6", and at the post is Erin Noble. Noble is a senior at 5'8". In the backcourt, the guards are Shelby Nichols. She is a sophomore at 5'5", and the point guard is Audrey Rourke, a sophomore at 5'2". The Trenton Tigers will go like this. Up front at a forward is Joni Ryder. Ryder is a sophomore at 5'9". Ryder so far in the tournament has scored 22 points. Joni Ryder, a sophomore at 5'9". At the other forward is Lacey Ryder. Lacey Ryder is a freshman at 5'3", and at the post is Trish Ledoux. Ledoux for the Tigers is a freshman at 5'10". And in the backcourt, the guards are Amber Forsberg, a junior at 5'6", and the other guard is Alicia Olson. Olson is a sophomore at 5'2". Joni Ryder with 22 points. Trish Ledoux with 26 through two tournament games. 14 for Amber Forsberg. For the Stanley Blue Jays, they played only one game. 14 points for Gwen Weinbar, 8 points for Angela Nichols, and 8 points for Shelby Nichols. Trenton is 4-17. Stanley 11-9. Stanley Blue Jays, last time they played, about a 20-plus point win for the Blue Jays over the Trenton Tigers. But that was then, and now is now. And it's a different ball game because we are in postseason tournament competition. Tomorrow, we'll have 2 games tomorrow evening in the District 16 tournament. That'll be the 6 o'clock and the 7:45 game tomorrow evening. And that'll feature the loser outs. The winners of this game will play the losers of the games tonight. And then they'll cross bracket, of course. And then on Saturday night, it'll wrap up with the third place game at 6 and the championship at 7:45. Key about tomorrow night is the fact that the winners tomorrow night will assure themselves of a spot in that Region 8 tournament. How about that District 15 tournament? Boy, have you checked that out lately? Nothing but surprises going on there. That tournament continues tomorrow at the auditorium in Minot. But the number 1 and number 2 seeded teams were knocked off in the opening round. Sawyer beat Glenburn, seeded number 1, and Kenmare was seeded number 2. and Kenmare lost to Delax Burlington. Now, Delax Burlington had to qualify through a play-in round to even get into the region tournament. So the semis there on Friday night will have Sawyer against Mohall, and Delax Burlington plays Surrey. The consolation bracket looks like what many folks thought the championship semi-bracket would look like. Glenburn is playing West Hope, and Kenmare is playing Berthold. So kind of a topsy-turvy goings-on in District 15. Of course, 15 and 16 make up the Region 8 tournament. That'll be next Friday, Saturday, Monday, and Tuesday at the Phil Jackson Fieldhouse in Williston. Of the playing of the national anthem, then we'll be set for basketball.
Athletic trainer allows them to make decisions in the best interest of the athlete regarding management and care of acute athletic injuries. Watch for the athletic trainers from the Institute of Sports Medicine at a game near you.
Oh, so we're sad for basketball. And the Trenton Tigers and the Stanley Blue Jays go to center court. It'll be Trish Ledoux for the Tigers, Aaron Noble for the Blue Jays. The Tigers, the home team on the scoreboard, and the Blue Jays, the visiting team, obviously. Ardenberg will put the ball in the air, and the opening tip is controlled by the Trenton Tigers in the backcourt to Alicia Olsen. Olsen, right hand, hip high dribble across the stripe, brings it to the top of the key, and the Stanley Blue Jays going to go man-to-man as Gary Schell said they would. Olsen dances to the right side, picks up the dribble at the hash mark, and hands it off to Lacey Ryder. Ryder looks in the middle, can't find anybody, bounces it off deep right corner to Joni Ryder. Ryder dribble drive at the baseline, takes it in, lays it up, not good, she's fouled. Joni Ryder will be at the free throw line to try to give the Trenton Tigers a couple of early points as she was fouled driving along the right baseline. And the foul is going to be whistled against the Stanley Blue Jays. That'll be on Aaron Noble. That's her first, and that's one on Stanley. Joni Ryder toes the stripe. Ryder, right-hander gift, Ryder up. Good. Joni Ryder goes to the stripe for the second free toss. 1-0, Trenton with the lead. Ryder eyes the hoop, and the charity is on the way. In and out, rattles off, not good. Rebound knocked out of bounds as Angela Nichols and Aaron Noble battle for it. And so the Trenton Tigers will play it in. Lacey Ryder will put it in play from the right baseline. Ryder looks in the middle, can't find anybody underneath. Joni Ryder up and in. Joni Ryder has 3 points, and it's 3-0. Trenton Tigers have the lead, and here come the Stanley Blue Jays, trying to cut it to one or maybe to tie. Andre Rorick will orchestrate against the 2-3 Trenton defensive zone on the left side of Nichols. Back to Rorick, left side. Nichols from 18, yes. Shelby Nichols has her first field goal. 3-2, 1 point advantage. Trenton with the ball and the lead. Full court pressure by the Stanley Blue Jays. Joni Ryder gives to Lacey Ryder. Heaves it down court across the stripe to Trish Ledoux. Ledoux alley-oops to the midcourt circle. And there to pick it up is Amber Forsberg. Forsberg hands it to the quarterback, Alicia Olsen. Olsen dances to the right hash mark. Now across the green to the left side to Forsberg. Pass too hard, too high off her hands and out of bounds. Turnover on the Tigers. That's one. So the Blue Jays will play it back in. In the backcourt, Nichols gives it inbounds to Rorick, and Rorick hustles it to the front court, brings it to the top of the key, and slides to the right side. Now, Audrey Rorick at the baseline. Gives it down low to Weinbar. Weinbar kicks it back out to Nichols. Top of the key to Rorick. Looks inside, and the reason somebody was wide open because Aaron Noble had been in there for a long time and a 3-second violation. Turnover one on Stanley. And so the Trenton Tigers get it back. The inbounds to Joni Ryder. Now to Forsberg. Heaves it down court. The pass right side. Court wide to Joni Ryder. Top of the key to Olsen at the post to Trish Ledoux. Turn around, 8-footer. Air ball missed everything. Marshall blocked by Noble, and the rebound cleared off by Shelby Nichols. Nichols heaves it down court. In the lane. Noble, 8-footer. Not good. She's hammered by Trish Ledoux. Trish Ledoux draws her first. That's one on Trenton. And this will put Aaron Noble for the Stanley Blue Jays at the free throw line. Noble has 5 tournament points and has not scored this afternoon. We'll have an opportunity here. Noble toes the stripe. The right-hander for the Stanley Blue Jays. Noble is a senior at 5'8". Gift Noble up. On the way. Looks good. It is. And so we're not at a 3 with 6.5 to go in the first quarter. And Noble now trying to give the Blue Jays their first lead of the game. Noble's free toss. High archer. It's off the back iron. Not good. Rebound ricocheted out of bounds off the hands of Angela Nichols. Trenton will play it in. Lacey Ryder will put it in play in the backcourt. Full court pressure applied by the Blue Jays in the zone. 2-2-1. And the Tigers throw it away. Ryder trying to get a court wide. Picked off by Shelby Nichols, who takes it in and lays it up easily. Shelby Nichols with 4 points. Turnover, Trenton, that's 2. Full court pressure again. Joni Ryder across the stripe. On the dribble drive down the right sideline towards the baseline. Ryder picks up the dribble, looks in the middle, can't find anyone. Bounce pass outside for Olsen. Tipped away, stolen by Rorick. Turnover 3 on Trenton. Rorick on the drive, down the alley to the hoop and is fouled. Rorick didn't get the shot away. Fouled as she bent from the left elbow to the basket, and the foul is called on Lacey Ryder. 1 on Lacey Ryder, 2 on Trenton. So the Blue Jays will play it in. 4 turnovers on the Tigers. Blue Jays inbounding at left side. Nichols to Rorick, back outside. Here's Noble, left side, elbow, 5-footer, not good. Battle for the rebound. Knocked away and out of bounds, and a push foul going to be called against the Stanley Blue Jays inside, and that'll be whistled on the Blue Jays. Angela Nichols, her first, and that's 2 on Stanley, so the Tigers have the ball. Down court, Elise Olsen against the press. Had Forsberg out in front of her all alone, gave it to her too late, let the defense catch up by Stanley, and the Blue Jays, Shelby Nichols knocks it out of bounds. Lacey Ryder will put it in play from the left baseline. For the Trenton Tigers, they stack it strong in the middle of the lane. Ryder looks in the middle, the alley-oop inside, and Joni Ryder could not handle it. Turnover 5, Trenton picked off by Rorick. She has it taken away by Forsberg. Forsberg to Olsen, she walks with it. So the Tigers had a couple of opportunities, but couldn't take advantage, and Stanley Blue Jays have the ball. 5-3, Stanley the lead, 5:40 remaining in the first half. To the front court is Rorick. Rorick on the right side, Weinbar, 12-foot jumper, not good. Rebound taken out by Lacey Ryder. Ryder clears the alley to the right side, stops, picks up the ball, lets the traffic slide, gives to Joni Ryder. Ryder pounds it across the midcourt stripe, heaves it court wide to Lacey Ryder, bobbles it out of bounds, couldn't hang on to it. Turnover, Trenton at 7. And so the Blue Jays will play it in again. Audrey Rorick will put it in play in the backcourt, and she'll flip it inbounds to Shelby Nichols, right back to Rorick. Rorick brings it across the stripe. Right hand hip high dribble, walks to the top of the key, looks at that 2-3 zone defense of the Trenton Tigers. Bounce pass right side to Weinbar. Weinbar down low, Shelby Nichols, turnaround not good. She's hammered, and the foul is going to be called on either Joni Ryder or Trish Ledoux. And it's going to be Trish Ledoux that'll draw the foul. That's her second. That's 3 on Trenton. Trish Ledoux goes to the bench. Coming on to replace her is Lacey Turcotte. Turcotte has 6 tournament points for the Trenton Tigers. Turcotte is an 8th grader at 5'7". And to the free throw line is Shelby Nichols for the Stanley Blue Jays. Nichols gift up good. Shelby Nichols with 5 points. She has 13 in the tournament, and it's 6-3. Blue Jays with the lead. A little over 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Gift Nichols up, got it. Nichols gets both ends, and she has 6. And it's 7-3. Stanley with the lead. Turcotte in the backcourt on the inbounds, trying to get rid of it in a hurry and walk with it. Turnover 8 on the Trenton Tigers. Gary Schell said he was going to put pressure on the Tigers, hoping not to cause some turnovers. That's what it's done to score. The Blue Jays 7, the Tigers.
Port in Williston, Highway 2 and 85 North.
Play back in. Stanley the ball at the high post. Noble goes on the left side of Nichols. Back out top of the key. Rorick, rainbow from 18. No. Battle for the rebound. Ripped off inside by Erin Noble. Noble brings it back out to the outside for the Blue Jays. Hands it off to Rorick. Free throw line right. Weinbar, nice jumper. 12-footer and air ball, missed everything. And the rebound cleared by Elise Olsen, and she bounces it out of bounds. So the Blue Jays had an opportunity to gain possession and lost it there. 9 turnover, I should say the Tigers did. Lost it on the turnover on Alicia Olsen. And that's 9 turnovers on Trenton. Blue Jays have the ball again. Inside Weinbar, 5-footer, not good. Battle for the rebound and a push foul down low, and the foul is going to be called on the Trenton Tigers. This will probably be on Lacey Turcotte. Nope, they're going to switch it around, go the other way. The foul is going to be on the Stanley Blue Jays. And so the Tigers have the basketball, and the foul is on Gwen Weinbar, pushing off, following her shot. That's 3 on the Blue Jays. Here come the Tigers to the front court. Forsberg to the baseline. Cut off by Angela Nichols. Reverses back outside. Top the key to Olsen. Olsen goes to the right side on the elbow. Fires in and out. Not good. Rebound taken out by Gwen Weinbar. Weinbar for the Blue Jays. On the fly to the front court. Right hand hip high drill all the way on the drive to the right elbow. Reverses back outside the Nichols. Left side to Rorick. Around the horn around that 2-3 zone defense of the Tigers. Rorick gives it at the baseline. Angela Nichols from 12. Nope. Battle for the rebound. And it's taken away from the crowd. And there by Rorick. Back out to Nichols on the right side to Weinbar. Weinbar to Nichols at the free throw line. Left side. Rorick from 12. Bingo. Audrey Rorick has her first field goal. 9-3. 6-point advantage. Inbounds play. Stolen by Rorick. Takes it in. No, Shelby Nichols takes it in, lays it up, and scores. Nichols with the steal. 10 turnovers on Trenton. Trenton with the ball again. Trenton down court. Lacey Ryder Lead pass to Forsberg, right side. Olsen, 8-foot jumper, right baseline, nothing but rope. Alicia Olsen has her first field goal. 11-5. Blue Jays with the lead. 3:40 remaining in the first quarter. Rorick, left side. Shelby Nichols. Skip pass court wide on the right side to Weinbar. Fakes left, goes right, stops, jump, shoots, not good. Rebound, Weinbar, put back up, got it. Wayne Weinbar battling on the offensive glass. It's 13-5. Trenton trailing. Trenton has the ball in the backcourt. Lacey Ryder. Full court pressure applied by the Blue Jays. 1-2-2 in the zone. Ryder right side to Alicia Olsen. Olsen across the stripe. Weaves through the traffic. Brings it to the top of the key. Ball hawks. Crossover dribble to the right side. Takes to the baseline. Cut off down there by Nichols. Back outside to Joni Ryder. Ryder pivots. Looks inside. Can't find anyone. Hands it off to Lacey Ryder. Ryder deep right corner. Ryder brings it out to the right elbow. Free throw line extended to Olsen. Olsen top of the key. Reverses right side to Ryder. Alley-oop down low. Joni Ryder 5-footer. Not good. Rebound cleared inside by Aaron Noble. Noble on the fly for the Stanley Blue Jays. Blue Jays want to run it. Good transition to the front court to Audrey Rorick. Rorick bounce pass on the right side. Weinbar from 12. Bingo. And Gwen Weinbar bounced it off the glass that time for her second field goal. 15-5. 10-point lead for the Blue Jays. 2.5 remaining in the first quarter. Trenton with the ball in the backcourt. Alicia Olsen just having a terrible time against the Stanley full court pressure. Olsen across the stripe to the right hash mark. Weaves through the traffic. Double team. Feeds her right side to Lacey Ryder. Ryder looks, loads, doesn't cast. Ball above her head. Down low to Joni Ryder. Pivots. Floats it back outside to Amber Forsberg. Forsberg, ball above her head. Throws it to the midcourt circle to Alicia Olsen. Olsen drives to the right side. Guarded there by Rorick. Deep right corner, Lacey Ryder. Fires it up from 22. It's not good. Rebound, Turcotte. Turcotte free throw line left to Forsberg. Forsberg fakes left. Goes right towards the dotted line. Back out top of the key to Lacey Ryder. Ryder circles towards the right side. On the matchup zone defense employed by the Blue Jays. Right side to Alicia Olsen. Olsen to the baseline. Reverses back out at the high post to Joni Ryder. Ryder pivots, gives it top of the key to Forsberg. Forsberg fakes left, goes right, stops on the elbow. On the right side, looks for help, gets it from Olsen. Olsen brings it out to the top of the key. Now drives to the right side, stops at the baseline. Reverses back out to Ryder out of the flex offense. Ryder at the high post, gives a right side to Lacey Ryder. Deep right corner to Olsen. Olsen alley-oop down low. Joni Ryder, 5-foot jump hook, not good. But as she went up, she's fouled. And Joni Ryder will be at the free throw line with 1.5 remaining in the first quarter. Foul is called against Aaron Noble. That's 2 on Noble, 4 on the Blue Jays. And Lacey Ryder checks off. Going in to replace her is Katie Hoffman. And Shannon LaRolle checks in for the Blue Jays. Also checking in for the Blue Jays is Annie Brewster. As Rorick takes a break. And let's see, who else? Shelby Nichols took a break, yeah. And now also checking in for Stanley is Tara Heineck. And so at the free throw line is Joni Ryder. Ryder's free effort is on the way. It's not good. Heineck is in there, and LaRolle is in there. Brewster is in there. Angela Nichols is in there. And also on the court for the Stanley Blue Jays is Gwen Weinbar. Second free throw by Ryder is good. Ryder has 4 points. It's 15-6. Stanley with the lead. And Stanley has the ball. Brewster right side on the wing to Heineck. Heineck deep right corner to Nichols. Nichols all alone from 18. Off the front iron, not good. Rebound tapped around. Weinbar had it tipped away and out of bounds by Turcotte of the Tigers. And so Stanley will play it in. Inbounding it is Angela Nichols. Nichols on the left baseline. Stacks it up to flip it inbounds. Nichols safety valve out top of the key. LaRolle right side, Annie Brewster. She's alone from 15. Off the mark, not good. Rebound cleared off by Amber Forsberg of Trenton. Tucks it away as the traffic slides by. And Forsberg gives it to Alicia Olsen, who pushes it to the front court. Crossover dribble to the left side. Deep left corner to Forsberg. Rainbow from 22. Nothing but rope. Forsberg, the three-pointer. 15-9. 6 points. Stanley lead. Less than a minute remaining in the first quarter. Brewster, free throw line right to Heineck. Alley-oop down low to LaRolle. Turnaround. Power move up. Not good. She's fouled. Hack foul is going to be called inside, and that'll be whistled, I believe, against Katie Hoffman. And so at the free throw line is Shannon LaRolle on Katie Hoffman. That is her first, and that's the 4th team foul. Shannon LaRolle at the free throw line has 2 tournament points, an opportunity here, and she does not convert it. But she will do it again. A little over half a minute remaining in the first quarter. Shannon LaRolle for the Stanley Blue Jays, a junior at 6'1". Gift, LaRolle up. It is in and out, not good. Whistle sound. Somebody stepping in too quickly is one of the Trenton Tigers. So LaRolle will have 3 to make potentially 2. Shannon LaRolle steps up to the free throw line for the Stanley Blue Jays. Her 3rd attempt in this series, and it's on the way. It's up, it's good. So LaRolle gets 1 out of 2, officially 1 out of 3 in reality. And it's 40 seconds to go in the first quarter, and it's 16-9. Stanley with the lead. Tigers have the ball. Elise Olsen, left-hand dribble to the top of the key. Baseline, Forsberg from 12. Nope. Rebound, Turcotte. 8-foot put back off the glass. She got it. Lacey Turcotte, her first field goal. 16-11. Stanley leads by a nickel. To the top of the key is Annie Brewster. Brewster goes left side to Weinbar. Weinbar, free throw line, left extended ball hawking. Gives it top of the key to Brewster. Brewster looks for LaRolle. Can't find her, flashing the alley. Brewster fires from 15, an air ball. Rebound trying to save it. LaRolle couldn't do so. And so Trenton will play it in with 9 seconds to go in the first quarter. Turcotte will put it in play for the Tigers. Court-wide skip pass, trying to get it in to Rider. Taken away by Weinbart. Dumps it in the lane. It's tipped away and stolen by Elise Olsen. Olsen on the fly. The layup. She didn't get it. And that's the end of the first quarter. The score at the end of 1. The Stanley Blue Jays. You're listening to the District 16 tournament on News Radio 660 Sports.
For artists at Travel World in Crosby.
In the first quarter, 4 field goals for Trenton, 1 3-pointer, 2 of 4 at the line, 11 points. For the Blue Jays, 6 field goals, 4 of 6 at the free throw line, 16 points. Blue Jays have the ball starting the second quarter. Turnaround 8-footer by LaRolle is not good. Rebound taken down by Lacey Turcotte. Turcotte leaves it down court for Alicia Olsen. Olsen hooks it in the lane, but before she got rid of it, she walked. The turnover on the Tigers, 11. So the Tigers give it up to the Stanley Blue Jays, and Shelby Nichols will put it in play. But first, LaRolle will leave the ball game, and Angela Nichols checks back in for the Blue Jays with 7.5 remaining in the first half. Blue Jays to the top of the key is Audrey Rorick. Rorick, nice bounce pass in the lane. Angela Nichols turned around, 8-footer, not good, and the rebound taken down by Katie Hoffman. Hoffman's outlet to Alicia Olsen. Olsen to the front court. Olsen top of the key. Hook pass deep right corner to Turcotte. Fakes the baseline, brings it out to the right elbow. Down low, alley-oop inside. Ledoux, turn around up and in. Grace Ledoux has her first field goal. 16-13. Stanley's 9-point lead has dwindled down to 3 with 7 minutes to go in the half. At the high post is Heineck. Heineck gives her right side to Rorick. Deep right corner to Nichols. Skip pass court wide. Left side to Weinbar. Weinbar skip pass right side to Shelby Nichols. Back out to the free throw line to Rorick. Left side to Weinbar. Weinbar covered up by Alicia Olsen out of that 2-3 zone of the Tigers. Pass outside to Rorick. Rorick free throw line right to Shelby Nichols. 15-footer not good. Rebound Ledoux. Ledoux coming out of a crowd. Gives it to Olsen, and Olsen walks with it. 12 turnovers on the Tigers. So the Tigers give it up to the Stanley Blue Jays again. And inbounding it is Shelby Nichols. 6.5 minutes remaining in the first half. Nichols throws it in the backcourt to Audrey Rorick. Rorick pounds it to the top of the key. Looks at the 2-3 zone. Reverse pass to the left side to Nichols. Out to Rorick, top of the key. Right side, Weinbar, 12-footer off glass. Not good. Rebound cleared off by Ledoux. Outlet to Olsen. Pass break down court to Forsberg in the lane. Running jump shot is up. Not good. Rebound taken down by Rorick. We go the other way. Rorick for the Blue Jays. Across the stripe in a hurry. Nice transition by the Trenton Tigers defensively. Right side, Nichols in the lane. Turnaround jumper up and in by Tara Heineck. Heineck with the field goal. That's her first. And it's 18-13. The Tigers trail in the backcourt. Lacey Turcotte all alone. An unforced turnover. She walked with it. Turnover Trenton 13. Turcotte wanted to pass, then decided not to, and by that time she'd taken an extra step. And so Katie Hoffman is out of the ball game. Joni Ryder checks in. Turcotte comes out of the ball game. So does Rorick, and going in to replace Rorick for Stanley is Elizabeth Sorensen. Sorensen is a sophomore at 5'3". Stanley has the ball. Right side, Weinbar alone from 12. Switch. Wayne Weinbar, right side. Drains the field goal. She has 6, and it's 20-13. The inbound stolen by Angela Nichols. Her shot not good. The putback on the follow by Shelby Nichols not good, and she's hammered. 14 turnovers on Trenton, so the miscuitis continues to mount for the Trenton Tigers. Substitution, Katie Hoffman is on. Trish Ledoux is off. And at the free throw line is Shelby Nichols. The foul was on Ledoux. She's in trouble with 3. That's 5 on Trenton. And Nichols' free effort is in and out, rattles off, not good. Shelby Nichols will do it again. Nichols has 8 points, 2 of 3 now from the free throw line. Nichols' free effort on the way, swish. Nichols drops 1 of 2, and it's 21-13, an 8-point lead as the Blue Jays start to slide away again. Joni Ryder against the press. Gives to Katie Hoffman on the right side in trouble. Right back to Joni Ryder. Ryder, free throw line right extended now to the baseline. Running jump shot. Swish! Joni Ryder has 6 points, 28 in the tournament. 21-15, Stanley's lead. Stanley the ball. Weinbar, left side jumper up, not good. Put up by Heineck. Rebound tipped around. Cleared off by the Blue Jays. Elizabeth Sorensen, left elbow. Round the horn on the right side to Nichols. Skip pass court wide left side to Weinbar. Drives in the lane. Lost it. Takes it up. Fires it up. It's good. It'll not count. 3-second violation. Stanley. 4 turnovers on the Jays. And now Lacey Turcotte checks on. And Amber Forsberg will take a break for the Trenton Tigers. Inbounding it, Lacey Ryder gets it inbounds to Katie Hoffman. Back to Ryder to Joni Ryder. Joni Ryder across the stripe. Bounces it off on the right side to Alicia Olsen. Olsen circles to the left side. Reverses to the right side. Fires deep right corner to Lacey Ryder. Ryder bounces a couple of times. Free throw line right extended. Now to the top of the key to Alicia Olsen. Olsen free throw line right to Ryder against that Stanley zone defense. Trying to punch it inside. Pass tipped away and stolen by Angela Nichols. Turnover Trenton 15. Nichols hands it off to Shelby Nichols, left side. Elizabeth Sorensen from 23. No. Rebound inside. Weinbar put back. She got it. Wayne Weinbar on the offensive glass. 23-15, an 8-point advantage for the Blue Jays. Tigers have the ball. Olsen on the fly through the front court. Weaves through the traffic, lays it up. Good bucket, counts, whistle foul. Angela Nichols will draw the foul. Alicia Olsen really turned it on from mid-court. Left everybody in her footsteps. Went to the hoop and then was fouled. So Alicia Olsen at the free throw line for the 3-point conversion. Angela Nichols, her second foul, 5th team foul. Olsen on the 3-point conversion, yes. Alicia Olsen with 5, and it's 23-18. Stanley leads by a nickel with 4 minutes to go in the first half. Stanley with the ball to the front court. Weinbar, left side, Elizabeth Sorensen out top of the key to Weinbar. Against the zone defense of the Tigers. Pass on the right side to Shelby Nichols, but a 3-second violation on Angela Nichols. Turnover on Stanley, 5. So Lacey Ryder will play it inbounds as the Tigers regain possession. Gets it inbounds to Turcotte. Turcotte to Joni Ryder. Ryder through traffic. Triple team. Gets it to the front court. Joni Ryder, free throw line left. Inside Lacey Ryder. Layup, not good. Rebound, Katie Hoffman, not good. Rebound tapped around, cleared by Joni Ryder. Ryder looks on inside, nobody there. Back outside to Alicia Olsen. Olsen circles towards the right baseline at the free throw line. Joni Ryder, 12-footer air ball, not good. Boards cleared off by Katie Hoffman. Hoffman looks in the middle, but he's open. Outside on the right side to Alicia Olsen. Olsen on the baseline, pivots, throws it back outside to Joni Ryder. As Olsen got rid of it, there's a reach foul, and the reach foul is going to be called against the Blue Jays. That'll be whistled on Shelby Nichols. Shelby Nichols picks up her first, and that's 6 on the Blue Jays. Annie Brewster will check in, and Elizabeth Sorensen takes the break. Erin Noble checks in. Angela Nichols will take a break. So the Trenton Tigers play it inbounds. Lacey Ryder, right baseline. Safety valve, deep right corner. Olsen down low to Joni Ryder. Turn around, she's fouled, and the foul is called on Kara Heineck. Heineck picks up her first, and that's 7 on Stanley. So it's bonus time for the Trenton Tigers, and Joni Ryder will be at the free throw line. Joni Ryder so far in the ball game is 2 of 4 at the free throw line. She will shoot 1 and the bonus here. Ryder, right-hander, free effort on the way switch. Joni Ryder will be at the free throw line again. Ryder is a sophomore at 5'9". 23-19 with 3:21 to go in the first half. A timeout taken by the Stanley Blue Jays. The score, Stanley 23, Trenton 19. You're listening to the District 16 tournament.
Single topping, you got your combination. Now repeat after me. 572 Weeby.
News Radio, AM stereo, 660 KEYZ, Williston.
Second free throw by Joni Ryder is good, and it's 23-20. Stanley with the lead by 3 points. A little over 3 minutes remaining in the half. Stanley with the ball on the left side. Shelby Nichols trying to punch it down low to Weinbar. Couldn't get it to her. Batted out of there. Picked up by Nichols. Back out to Rorick. Rorick left side Nichols from 12. Air ball. Missed everything. Rebound on the right baseline on the weak side. Taken down by Lacey Ryder. Ryder in heavy traffic. Blue Jays put up the full court pressure right away. Right hand hip high dribble across the stripe to Lacey Ryder. Ryder free throw line right extended. Gives it top of the key to Alicia Olsen. Olsen looks inside. Ball above her head. Can't find anybody. Looks again. Nobody there. Top of the key to Lacey Ryder. Ryder dances right side. Hands it off Alicia Olsen. Olsen on the dribble drive to the baseline. Stops. Kicks it back outside to Lacey Ryder. High post Joni Ryder. Joni Ryder takes it to the right wing. Gives it to Lacey Ryder on the elbow. Back outside right hash mark to Olsen. Olsen deep right corner to Turcotte. Turcotte looks in the middle. Nobody there. Top of the key to Lacey Ryder. Ryder fakes to the left. Goes to the right and walks. Turnover 16 on the Trenton Tigers. And so the Stanley Blue Jays have the basketball again. Bringing it to the front court for the Blue Jays is Audrey Rorick. Rorick, right hand, hip high dribble, bounce pass on the left side. Gives it to Nichols at the high post to Hynek. Hynek down low to Aaron Noble. Turnaround jumper not good, and the rebound taken down by Katie Hoffman. Hoffman hands it off to Lacey Ryder. Ryder brings it to the front court for the Tigers. Left side, Olsen looks at the zone defense of the Blue Jays. On the left wing, Hoffman inside. Joni Ryder kicks it back out to Lacey Ryder. Deep right corner, Turcotte from 22. Off the back iron, not good. Rebound cleared by the Stanley Blue Jays out of a crowd with it. Gwen Weinbar. Weinbar dribble drive to the baseline. Takes it in, stops, jump, shoots, not good. Battle for the rebound. Cleared by Weinbar. She couldn't handle it. It goes out of bounds. So the Tigers will play it in. Minute 40 remaining in the first half. 23-20. Stanley with the lead. And now Angela Nichols will take a break. And coming back in is Audrey Rorick. And so the Tigers have the ball. Joni Ryder on the inbounds to Forsberg. Forsberg to Lacey Ryder. Batted away from her by Annie Brewster. Brewster saves it from going out of bounds. Gives it in the back court to Rorick. Rorick on the left side to Brewster. Brewster, court wide, skip pass to Weinbar. Weinbar in the lane, starts her drive and walks. 7 turnovers on Stanley, 17 on Trenton. Substitution, Turcotte is back in. Lacey Ryder will take a break for the Tigers. 1:27 remaining in the first half. Turcotte throws it inbounds to Joni Ryder. Ryder right back to Turcotte. Turcotte gets pressure in the backcourt from Brewster and Rorick. Turcotte, pretty good ball handler across the stripe. Using the left hand, gives to Ryder. Ryder to Alicia Olsen. Left side on the wing to Forsberg. Forsberg bounces a couple of times between the circles to Olsen. Olsen looks to the right, feeds it to the left to Forsberg. Forsberg looks low. Nobody there. Top of the key to Olsen. Olsen dances right side, deep right corner. Turcotte. Turcotte looks low, doesn't trigger. Fires it court wide. Forsberg will cast from 20, not good. Rebound, Turcotte, put back, not good. Boards cleared off by Aaron Noble. Noble on the fly to the front court, and the lead pass goes off to Annie Brewster. Brewster walks to the top of the key for the Stanley Blue Jays with 45 seconds remaining in the half. Deep left corner to Rorick. Back out to Brewster, top of the circle. Brewster looks in the middle, can't find anybody open. Flashing through was Hynek, but she didn't see her. And now, bringing it to the right side, Brewster reverses to the left side to Rorick. Gives it at the high post to Hynek. Hynek back out, top of the key, Brewster. Brewster backs it off, and the Blue Jays going to use up some of the clock. Brewster right side to Weinbar. Weinbar back to Brewster, top of the circle, around the horn on the left side. Gives to Rorick. Rorick looks in the middle, now threads the needle down low to Hynek. Turnaround, 12-footer off flash, not good. Rebound ripped off by Katie Hoffman. Hoffman gives to Forsberg. 9 seconds to go in the half. Forsberg, Alicia Olsen. Olsen double team, brings it to the front court. Olsen at the midcourt circle, better hurry. Olsen to the right side. They don't get the shot away, and that's the end of the first half as both clubs head to the locker room. It's halftime. The score: the Stanley Blue Jays 23, the Trenton Tigers 20 at the half. I'll be back. We'll look at numbers and scoring of the first half after this 2-minute timeout. You're listening to the District 16 tournament on News Radio 660 Sports.
American
Stanley Blue Jays leading the Trenton Tigers at the end of the first quarter was 16-11. Stanley with the lead. And in the second quarter, Trenton outscored the Blue Jays 9-7. But the Blue Jays lead at 23-20 at the half. foul situation for Trenton. Nobody in any serious problem. Trish Ledoux has 3 for the Stanley Blue Jays. No one in any foul problems. Angela Nichols and Erin Noble with 2 apiece. Turnovers, 7 for Stanley and 17 in the first half for the Trenton Tigers. The Tigers with 7 field goals, 1 3-pointer, and 5 of 7 at the free throw line for their 20 points. Blue Jays, 9 field goals, 5 of 8 from the free throw line for their 23 points. 23-20, the halftime score. Stanley leads Trenton. I'll be back. We'll look at the individual numbers after this 2-minute timeout. You're listening to the District 16 tournament on News Radio 660 Sports.
All Season Sportabout is the store to shop when you need sportswear for any season. They carry the top brands in shoes and apparel like Nike, Reebok, Tiger, and more. All Season Sportabout also has all the gear needed for your favorite sport, no matter when your season is. If custom embroidery or screen printing is needed on caps, jackets, or T-shirts, they also have that service available. For this season or any other season on the way, check in with the professionals at All Season Sportabout, downtown Williston. The world is coming to Presario, the compact Presario computer from Gaffney's. It's an anti-confusion machine that's designed around 2 words, common sense. The compact Presario is perfect for the home or office. It's got mountains of software and easy-to-use setup that lets you hit the ground running. The Presario also has...
Individually for the Blue Jays in the first half, 9 points for Shelby Nichols, 8 points for Gwen Weinbar, 2 points for Audrey Rorick, 2 points for Tara Heineck, and then it drops down 1 point for Erin Noble and 1 point for Shannon LaRolle. For the Trenton Tigers, 8 points for Joni Ryder, 5 points for Alicia Olson, 3 points for Amber Forsberg, 2 points for Trish Ledoux, and 2 points for Lacey Turcott for the Tigers, total of 20 at halftime. The Tigers, 35% from the field in the first half, 7 of 20. Stanley, 9 of 30 for 30%. The Tigers, 5 of 17 or 5 of 7 at the free throw line. Stanley, 5 of 8. Rebounds, 22 for Trenton and 13 for Stanley. But the Blue Jays lead it at the half, 23-20. About 4 minutes away from the start of the second half of this basketball game. Loser-out game of the District 16 tournament. Right now, Blue Jays with the upper hand at 23-20. And we'll be back. More on the halftime show after this 2-minute timeout. You're listening to the District 16 tournament of the second half with the Stanley Blue Jays leading the Trenton Tigers 23-20 following this game. It'll be the Alexander Comets against the Tioga Pirates. Then tonight, 6 o'clock game. Watford City plays Ray. And the final game of the opening round will have Divide County against Burke Central. You can hear them all right here, where you get the best sports picture. News Radio 660 Sports. And second half is 1 minute away. So we'll use a 1 minute timeout. You're listening to the District 16 tournament on News Radio 660 Sports.
There probably isn't a better way to increase the appearance and value of your...
Their warm-ups prior to the start of the second half, and just now the Stanley Blue Jays are doing the same. So the second half about set to get it away. In the first half, the leading scorer for the Tigers, 8 points for Joni Ryder, and for the Blue Jays, 9 points for Shelby Nichols, 8 points for Gwen Weinbar. Gwen Weinbar has an outstanding form, outstanding jump shot. She goes straight in the air. She's scored so far in this tournament 22 points. Gwen Weinbar for the Stanley Blue Jays, only a sophomore, and I tell you what, I would suspect that we will be hearing a lot more from Gwen Weinbar in the next couple of years or so. So the Trenton Tigers will play it in bounds to start out the second half of this ball game. And the Tigers, Joni Ryder, tries to get it inbounds left side to Forsberg, and she can't hang on to it. The reason being, Erin Noble tipped it out of bounds. So Joni Ryder will put it in play at the left hash mark again for the Trenton Tigers. Ryder stacks it up 2-2 each side. Now they break. Looks for help. Throws it on the left side to Forsberg. Forsberg on the baseline. 8-foot jumper. Too long, not good. Rebound ricochets to the right side. Going after it. Gathering it up is Audrey Rorick. Rorick brings it to the front court for the Stanley Blue Jays. Rorick bounces it to the left side to Nichols. Nichols trying to punch it inside to Noble. Slapped out of there. Gathered up by Hoffman, and then she throws it away. So a turnover each way. And the Blue Jays still have possession. Left side. Rorick from 15. Nope. Battle for the rebound on the putback, up and in by Gwen Weinbar. Weinbar with 10 points for the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays lead at 25-20 up by a nickel. 7:20 remaining in the third quarter. Trenton with the ball. Lacey Ryder in the backcourt. Runs into that full court pressure. Gives to Joni Ryder. Lead pass down court right side. Olsen flips it in the lane. Hoffman set shot from 12. Not good. Rebound Angela Nichols trying to rip it off but lost it out of bounds. So the Trenton Tigers play it in. Inbounding at Lacey Ryder. Ryder, the alley-oop on the right side to Joni Ryder. 12-footer, bingo! Joni Ryder with 10 points. 25-22, a three-point Stanley lead. Stanley to the front court, Audrey Rorick. Rorick, right side wing. Gives it there to Weinbar. Skip pass left side to Nichols. Top of the key to Rorick. Right side to Weinbar. 12-footer, good! Wayne Weinbar with 12 points. 27-22. Stanley leads by 5 again. Stanley stays with that full court pressure in the zone. 2-1-2 this time. Pass down court for Alicia Olsen. Almost picked off by Erin Noble. Pass came from Lacey Ryder. Noble knocks it away and out of bounds, and the Tigers will play it in. Lacey Turcotte comes into the ball game, and Lacey Ryder goes off, and Turcotte will have the honors of putting it in play, and she does in the backcourt to Alicia Olsen. Olsen bounces across the stripe, angles to the right side, guarded by Rorick, brings it to the top of the key and flips it on the right side to Forsberg. Alley-oop down low to Joni Ryder. Ryder, a power move, is triple teamed inside, too close. Helping out defensively, Shelby Nichols, and she's whistled. Shelby Nichols draws her second. That's one on the Blue Jays, and so the Tigers will play it in. Lacey Turcotte will put it in play from the right baseline. Stacks it up strong at the free throw line for the Tigers. Turcotte looks in the middle, dances, throws it out along the left baseline, and batting it away and out of bounds is Gwen Weinbar. So Lacey Turcotte will go over to the left baseline to play it in bounds this time for the Tigers. And Turcotte ball above her head. Fires it to the backside, top of the key. Forsberg from 12. No. Rebound in the lane, high in the air to rip it off is Gwen Weinbar. Stanley, Weinbar on the flat to the front court with a little over 6 minutes to go in the third. 27-22. Threads the needle inside. Noble, turnaround, not good. She walked with it anyway. Nice pass from Weinbar. Noble more surprised than anybody that had got there and then walked. And so Turcotte plays it in. Right side to Joni Ryder. Right back to Turcotte. Turcotte double team. Court wide skip pass to Hoffman. Hoffman bounces once, picks it up and walks with it. Turnover Trenton. Boy, they've been beset by miscues today. 19 turnovers on the Tigers. 27-22. Stanley leads by 5. An opportunity to make it 7 and maybe to 8. To the front court is Rorick. Right side wing, Weinbar. Weinbar looks in the middle, can't find anybody flashing through. Skip pass left side. Rorick alone from 20. Bingo. Audrey Rorick has 4 points. 29-22. 5:55 remaining in the third quarter. In the backcourt, Joni Ryder almost lost it. Picks it up, fires it across the stripe to Turcotte. Turcotte fakes right, goes left on the right elbow, fires from 10, not good. And the rebound taken down by Erin Noble. Noble brings it to the front court, hands it off to Angela Nichols. Too close to her, probably, as Noble was standing right there beside her. Nichols a little surprised and walked with it. Turnover Stanley 10. And so now Katie Hoffman checks out, going on back into the ball game for the Trenton Tigers. Alicia Olsen. And the inbounds play comes into Olsen from Turcotte. Olsen drives to the left side, weaves into the lane, stops, jumps, shoots, scores. Alicia Olsen with 7 points. 29-24, a 5-point Stanley lead. 5 and change remaining in the third quarter. Left side, Rorick to Shelby Nichols. Back out to Rorick. Right side to Weinbar. Threads the needle left side. Nichols in the lane. 5-footer. Bingo. Shelby Nichols with 11 points. 31-24. Little over 5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Stanley with the lead. Trenton the ball. Joni Ryder in the backcourt. Has it batted away by Nichols. Throws it inside. Rorick from 5. Yes. Rorick makes them pay on the turnover. Turnover 20. And it's 33-24. A 9-point Trenton lead. The Tigers want to use a timeout. 4:53 remaining in the third. The score, Stanley 33, Trenton 660 Sports.
In winter, with frequent stops at Farmers Union Oil Car Wash, Crosby. News Radio satellite weather for the afternoon. Partly cloudy with a high of 35. Currently 29 in Williston and Sydney.
Play back in. Full court pressure applied by the Stanley Blue Jays. And as they put it on, a foul is called reaching on Shelby Nichols. That's 3 on Nichols. That is the second team foul on the Stanley Blue Jays. And so the Tigers have the ball again. Alicia Olsen in the backcourt. Olsen swirls through the traffic, brings it across the stripe to the top of the key and darts to the left side. Now dances back to the top of the key and stops, picks up the dribble, throws it on the left baseline to Forsberg. Forsberg in the lane to Jody Ryder. Ryder stops, jumps, shoots, off the iron, not good. Battle for the rebound. Turcotte high in the air to gather it up. Out to Ryder, top of the key. Olsen from 20, bingo. She was standing on the line. Olsen with the two-pointer, and she has 9. 33-26. 7-point advantage for the Blue Jays, and Stanley has the ball. To the front court does Audrey Rorick. She'll orchestrate the offense, spreads it out in the high post offense. Up the high post is Erin Noble. 2-3 defensive zone for the Tigers. Right side to Angela Nichols. Nichols reverses back out top of the key to Weinbar. Weinbar left side to Rorick. Bounces it down low to Nichols, and a holding foul inside. Or was it 3-second? Yeah, 3-second violation on Shelby Nichols. Now she comes on, and Annie Brewster goes in. 11 turnovers on the Blue Jays. And so Lacey Turcotte plays it inbounds to Trish Ledoux. Down court to Alicia Olsen. Olsen ball hawking near the midcourt circle. Lost it. Picks it up. Takes it to the left side. Forsberg from 20. Nope. Rebound taken down by Rorick. Rorick to the front court. Lead pass on the right side. Brewster in the lane. Stops. Jumps. Shoots. Scores. Brewster from Rorick for the hoop for Annie Brewster. Her first field goal of the game. 35-26, 9-point lead. And the Tigers throw it away on the inbounds. Full court pressure. In the lane is Weinbar, left side. Brewster, 12-footer, won't go. Rebound taken down by Trish Ledoux. Outlet to Forsberg. Forsberg hands it to Olsen. Olsen through traffic to the front court for the Tigers. Olsen on the dribble drive to the right baseline. The alley-oop down low to Joni Ryder. Puts it down. Turn around. 5-footer now. And the rebound taken down by Angela Nichols. Nichols outlet pass to Gwen Weinbar. Weinbar quickly the other way with a little over 3 minutes to go in the third. Right side to Brewster. Top of the key to Rorick. Rorick circles towards the left. Now backs it off to the midcourt circle. Reloads that 1-3-1 offense. Let's see if they run a little motion out of it this time. Left side on the wing to Weinbar. They will. And the skip pass court wide to Nichols. Nichols holds it on the wing. Top of the key now to Weinbar. Weinbar reloads it again. Flips it on the right side. Rorick, a rainbow from 18. In and out, not good. Rebound Weinbar. Weinbar out of a crowd. Left baseline. Fakes. 3-second violation inside Erin Noble. Turnover Stanley. Boy, the Blue Jays have had a lot of those 3-second calls today. 2:43 remaining in the third quarter. Here's the Tigers with the ball. Full court pressure. They throw it away again. Picked off at midcourt by Noble. Noble brings it up to the left elbow. Now reverses back out top of the key to Brewster. Brewster holds the ball above her head. Katie Hoffman getting ready to come in for the Tigers. And the Blue Jays want to use a timeout. They've used 2 with 2:29 remaining in the third. The score, Blue Jays 35, Tigers 26. You're listening to the District 26 Tournament on News Radio 660 Sports.
Just because some things may look...
2:29 remaining in the third quarter. 35-26. The Trenton Tigers have the lead, and the basketball goes to Stanley. And with the ball for the Blue Jays, Angela Nichols, left side, 12-footer, nothing but rope. Angela Nichols has her first field goal in the game. 37-26, an 11-point advantage for the Jays. Tigers with the ball across the stripe. Joni Ryder. Ryder brings it to the left hash mark, slows it down, midcourt circle. Olsen throws it to the left baseline for Amber Forsberg, picked off by Weinbar. Weinbar on the fly to the hoop, fires it up, not good. Wouldn't have counted, she walked. Turnover 13, Stanley. Turnover 23, Trenton. And so the Tigers going to make a substitution as Trish Ledoux checks back in. She replaces Katie Hoffman. Hoffman is off. Ledoux is on. Another substitution for the Tigers. Into the ball game is Stacy Slater. And she replaces Amber Forsberg. Stacy Slater, an 8th grader at 5'2". So the Tigers have the ball. Turcotte throws it inbounds to Ledoux. Back to Turcotte, right side to Joni Ryder. To Turcotte, midcourt circle across the stripe. Turcotte carries the basketball to midcourt. Turnover, Trenton 24. A minute 51 remaining in the third. 37-26. Blue Jays of Stanley lead by 11, and they have the ball. Annie Brewster gets the inbounds pass in the backcourt, brings it up to the midcourt stripe, steps across on the right side. Fires a deep right corner to Weinbar down low. Angela Nichols couldn't go up the ladder high enough. Ball high overhead and out of bounds. 14 turnovers on the Blue Jays. So Lacey Turcotte will play it inbounds. Turcotte for the Tigers gets it inbounds to Slater. Stacy Slater gives it to Ryder. Down court to Turcotte. Turcotte across the stripe. Gives it top of the key to Slater. Around the horn on the left side. Olsen in the lane. Ledoux. Right side. Ryder from 19. Nope. Rebound Gwen Weinbar. Boy, she can fly and leap. And Weinbar brings it to the front court for the Blue Jays. Weinbar stops, across the stripe, left side to Rorick, down low to Noble. Noble throwing left side to Brewster. Wasn't expecting it, lost it off her hands out of bounds. So the Blue Jays becoming a bit careless. That is their 15th turnover. 37-26. Blue Jays lead with 1:15 remaining in the third. Joni Ryder gets it from Turcotte on the inbounds. Turcotte heaves it down court to Alicia Olson. Olson across the stripe, waits for the transition. Now it catches up. Ryder at the midcourt circle to Olson on the right baseline. Ledoux. Ledoux guarded by Nichols. Back out to Olson. Left side. Ryder from 18. Bingo. Joni Ryder with 12. 37-28. Less than a minute remaining in the third. Blue Jays to the front court. Noble top of the key. Drives to the left baseline. Bounces it off her foot. Picks it up. Feeds it back outside to Brewster. Brewster at the left hash mark. Midcourt circle to Rorick. At the high post, Noble. Turnaround jumper, 8-footer, not good. Battle for the rebound, cleared by Joni Ryder. Fast break down court to Turcotte. There with her is Brewster. Brewster picks her pocket. Brewster brings it back the other way. Gives to Rorick. Rorick at the free throw line. Throws it at the baseline for Nichols, and Nichols bounces it out of bounds. 16 turnovers on Stanley, 25 on Trenton, 20 seconds remaining in the third. Tigers throw it inbounds. Ledoux from Turcotte back to Turcotte, right side to Ryder to Turcotte, midcourt circle. Turcotte heaves it down court for Ledoux. Tipped away and out of bounds at the last second by Gwen Weinbar. And so the Tigers will play it in. Inbounding it, Lacey Turcotte. And a substitution as Tara Heineck checks in for Aaron Noble. Turcotte will play it inbounds for the Tigers. Turcotte, deep right corner, Olson. Alley-oop down low to Ryder. Ryder in the crowd, lost it, but a reach foul is going to be called. And the reach is going to be whistled against the Blue Jays, and that'll go against Angela Nichols. That's her third. That's 3 on Stanley. And so with 14 seconds remaining in the third, Trenton Tigers will play it in. Turcotte stacks it strong on the right side. The alley-oop inside Ledoux. Ledoux is tied up as she tries to clear. Tied up by Rorick. And so the jump ball and the possession arrow goes to the Blue Jays. Turnover on Trenton, 26. Blue Jays have the ball. Rorick on the inbounds from Brewster. Rorick to the front court, lost it. Loose ball gathered up by Alicia Olson. Turnover Stanley. That's her 17th. Olson heaves it down court looking for Turcotte. Picked off by Brewster. Turnover 27 Trenton. That's the end of the third quarter. The score at the end of 3. The Stanley Blue Jays 37 and the Trenton Tigers 28 at the end of 3. You're listening to the District 16 tournament on News Radio 660 Sports.
Winage Nursing Home and Commercial Insurance. When it comes to getting True Value for hardware supplies, small appliances, and power tools, shop Friendly True Value in Tioga, where you always get True Value. The Papineau Agency of Nansen Insurance and Friendly True Value of Tioga would like to wish good luck to all tournament teams, coaches, and fans.
37-28 as we go to the final quarter. Trenton Tigers have the ball. Slater, top of the key, has her pocket picked by Rorick. Rorick on the fly, tipped away from behind and out of bounds by Slater. Turnover on Trenton, 28. Third quarter, Trenton 4 field goals, 8 points. They didn't shoot a free throw. The Stanley Blue Jays, 7 goals, no free throws. And 14 points for the Jays in the third, and they lead it 37-28. So Angela Nichols will play it inbounds. Fires it on the right side to Rorick. Down low inside. Turnaround jumper up by Heineck. Not good, but she's fouled. Tara Heineck will be at the free throw line for the Stanley Blue Jays. And the foul is called on Trish Ledoux. She's in trouble with 4. And that's 1 on Trenton in the second half. Tara Heineck is at the free throw line. Heineck has 2 points today, a field goal in the second quarter. She'll shoot a pair here. Heineck, a right-hander, toes the stripe, gift up, in and out, not good. Tara Heineck, a sophomore at 5'8". And now timeout for the Trenton Tigers with 7:50 remaining in the game. The score, Stanley 37, Trenton 28. You're listening to the District 16 basketball tournament on News Radio 660 Sports.
Title memorandums, mineral and UCC searches. Williams County Abstract does it all. It's where experience counts. That's what you get. 83 years of service. Williams County Abstract at 123 East Broadway, Williston.
So at the free throw line for the Stanley Blue Jays is Tara Heineck. Heineck so far in the ball game, as I mentioned, had 2 points in the second quarter. Heineck toes the stripe, and the free effort is on the way. It's up, it's not good, and the rebound is taken down by Joni Ryder. Lacey Ryder checked in during the clock stop for the Tigers. Joni Ryder hands it off to Alicia Olsen, heaves it down court to Forsberg. Skip pass court wide. Lacey Ryder from 20. Nope. Rebound tipped around and cleared off by Tara Heineck. Heineck hands it off to Gwen Weinbar. Weinbar lead pass down court left side. Brewster in the lane, fakes, looks, doesn't trigger. Dropped it, put it right there to pick it up is Rorick. Rorick dances out to the top of the key. Bounce pass inside to Heineck. Turnaround, dotted line, jumper off the glass, banks at home. Tara Heineck with the field goal, and that is her 4th point of the game. 39-28. Stanley leads by 11. 7 minutes remaining in the game. Trenton with the ball. The loser here will close it up. The winner gets to come back tomorrow night. And on the left side, Forsberg from 20. Not good. All alone for the rebound is Heineck. Heineck hands it off to Brewster. Brewster brings it to the front court. Brewster free throw line left. Hands it off to Angela Nichols on the left wing. Looks inside of that Trenton zone. Can't find anybody. Back outside to Weinbar. Right side, Brewster from 12. Nope. Rebound long. Right side. Strong side by Lacey Turcotte. Turcotte to Ryder. Ryder heaves it down court to Forsberg. Mid-court circle Olsen. Right side to Forsberg. Skip pass court wide. That was intended for Lacey Ryder, but it was way over her head. She is not 6'10". She's 5'2", and it goes out of bounds. So a turnover on the Trenton Tigers. That's 29. 6.5 remaining in the contest. 39-28. Trenton trails Stanley. Nice pass down low. Nichols layup, didn't get it. Rebound, Nichols throws an air ball. A beautiful pass from Rorick into Nichols, and Nichols didn't get the layup, but she was fouled with 6:25 remaining in the game. And so Nichols will be at the free throw line to shoot a pair. Amber Forsberg's first foul, 2 on Trenton. Angela Nichols has 2 points today. Gift by the right-hander is up. It's good. Nichols has 3 points. 39-20 or 40-28. 12 points. Stanley lead. And Stacy Slater wants to check into the ball game, but she's not been waved on. Now she has. Stacy Slater checks in, and she replaces Lacey Ryder. Ryder is off. Slater is on. And at the free throw line, Angela Nichols. Nichols' free effort is up. Good. It'll not count. She was standing on the line. Turnover on Stanley, 18. 40-28. And now the Blue Jays want to use a timeout with 6:26 remaining in the game. Timeout, Stanley. Score, Stanley 40. Trenton 28. You're listening to the District 16 Tournament on News Radio 660 Sports.
Another season on the way. Check in with the professionals at All Season Sport About downtown Williston.
Trenton Tigers played inbounds with a little over 6 minutes remaining in the game, trailing 40-28. Stanley staying without full court pressure. Backcourt, Joni Ryder. Ryder to the midcourt stripe. To Alicia Olsen. Olsen Francis to the front court. Takes it on the dribble drive to the baseline. Gives to Turcotte. Turcotte covered up there by Nichols. Back outside on the elbow to Olsen. Skip pass court wide to Forsberg. Picked off by Weinbar. Nobody going to catch her. Layup got it. Wayne Weinbar with the steal in the basket. 30 turnovers on Trenton. And it's 42-28 as the clock winds inside the 6-minute mark. To the left side is Joni Ryder. Ryder pressured a little bit there by Rorick. Gives it out top of the key to Olsen. Olsen hands it off to Slater. Around the horn on the left side to Forsberg. Forsberg on the left baseline to Turcotte. Turcotte looks down low. Nobody there. Back out to Forsberg. Top of the key to Slater. Slater left side to Forsberg. Skip pass court wide to Olsen. Top of the key to Slater. Slater gives it right back to Olsen. Olsen back to Slater. Top of the circle. Works left side. Forsberg from 20. Nope. Rebound Turcotte from 12. No. Rebound down low, taken off by Angela Nichols. Nichols gives it off to Weinbar. Weinbar flies to the front court. Lead pass left side, Rorick. Rorick on the left elbow to Brewster. Brewster bounce pass low to Nichols. Fakes right, goes left, drop step, jumper blocked by Joni Ryder, and then battling for the rebound, Nichols knocks it out of bounds. Nice defense there by Joni Ryder. 42-28. Stanley with the lead. Couple of substitutions. Aaron Noble is back in. Shelby Nichols is back in. Angela Nichols will take a breather. And Gwen Weinbar, who's had a nice floor effort today for the Blue Jays, will also take a break for Stanley. Ryder on the inbounds from Turcotte. Back to Turcotte to Ryder. Ryder to Turcotte. They play catch. Turcotte steps to the front court. Only 1 point into the front court. Steps to the back court. Gives to Ryder. That's not over and back. Between the circles, Tolson to Forsberg. Left side. Right side to Joni Ryder. Ryder drops it. Tried to save it from going out of bounds. Couldn't, and it rolls out of bounds. Turnover on Trenton. A whole bunch. 4:59 remaining in the game. 42-28. Stanley with the lead over the Tigers. To the front court is Rorick. Rorick gives it at the high post to Noble. Left side. Brewster down low. Turnaround. Noble. 5-footer off the mark. Not good. Rebound. Heineck from 5. Yes. Tara Heineck with the bucket. She has 6. And it's 44-28. Stanley the advantage. 4.5 remaining in the game. Joni Ryder in the back court for the Trenton Tigers. It's pressure again from the Blue Jays. They've been playing full court pressure all day, and it's paid off for them. To the front court, Alicia Olsen. Olsen into the dotted line area. Left side, Forsberg. Shot blocked by Shelby Nichols. Ricochets out of bounds, and Trenton will play it in. Substitution, Trish Ledoux back in for the Tigers, replacing Forsberg. Trish Ledoux playing with 4 fouls. And so Turcotte plays it inbounds. Alicia Olsen, deep left corner from 17. It's good. Alicia Olsen has 11 points. 44-30. Tigers trail the Blue Jays. Blue Jays have the ball. Heineck on the left baseline. Shelby Nichols scoops it back out to Brewster. Free throw line left. Brewster towards the top of the key. Skip pass right side. Noble to the dotted line. Stops. Jump. Shoots. Not good. Rebound cleared by Trish Ledoux. Ledoux hands it off to Stacy Slater. Slater down court on the right side. Olsen. Olsen quickly to the top of the key. Drop step into the free throw line. Flips right side to Turcotte. Back out to Olsen. Skip pass court wide to Ryder. Batted around. Ball loose. Gathered up by Ledoux. Also gathered up by Rorick. Jump ball. Possession arrow. Stanley. Turnover Trenton. That'll be 32. 3:42 remaining in the contest. 44-30. The Blue Jays have the lead, and they have possession of the ball. Walking it to the front court now is Audrey Rorick. Got a screen in the back court from Brewster to pick off Turcotte. Rorick gives it at the high post. Turnaround jumper. Heineck not good. Rebound Heineck. Heineck takes it to the right side. Lost the ball, but homesteading inside. Shelby Nichols. And a turnover on the Blue Jays. That's 19. The Tigers want a timeout with 3.5 to go in the game. Timeout Trenton to score. Blue Jays 44, the Tigers 30. You're listening to the District 16 tournament on News Radio 660 Sports.
They're your personal secrets, but you'd be surprised how easy it is to get them.
4:30. The Blue Jays have the lead over the Tigers. Tigers have possession. Inbounding on Lacey Turcotte in the backcourt to Ledoux. Back to Turcotte against Stanley. Full court pressure. Right side to Ryder. Gives to Turcotte. Top of the key. Now to the midcourt. Circle across the stripe. Left side Ledoux. Skip pass court wide to Ryder. Top of the key to Alicia Olsen. Olsen holds the ball. Gives it left side to Slater. Now the Blue Jays drop back into his own defense. 2-3 around the horn on the right side. Ledoux at the post to Joni Ryder. Ryder runs into traffic. Has the ball batted away from her and stolen by Rorick. Turnover Trenton 33. Rorick to the front court. Lead pass to Brewster. Trying to punch it down low on the give and go to Shelby Nichols. It's batted away and out of bounds. While the Trenton Tigers getting a hand in there was Slater, Stacy Slater. And so the Blue Jays will play it in. Inbounding it on the right baseline is Nichols. Deep right corner jumper. Rorick, nothing but rope. Audrey Rorick has 8 points, and it's 46-30. 2:55 remaining in the game. Turcotte down court to Alicia Olsen. Olsen top of the key, guarded by Noble. Spins into the lane, has the ball batted away and stolen by Rorick. Rorick on the fly to the hoop. Double pumps, lays it up, rings the bell. Audrey Rorick with the steal in the basket. Well, I tell you what, the Blue Jays are playing excellent defense here today. Turcotte in the backcourt across the stripe for the Trenton Tigers. Turcotte goes to the left side between the circles now to Alicia Olsen. Olsen top of the key to Slater. Deep left corner. Turcotte a rainbow from 18. It's good. Lacey Turcotte with the field goal. She has 4. 48-32. 16-point Stanley lead at the high post. Heineck. Heineck takes it to the right low block. Throws it court wide on the left side. Pass intended for Brewster. Picked off by Turcotte. Turcotte lead past Olsen on the break. Layup. Yes. Alicia Olsen from Turcotte. 20 turnovers on Stanley. And the Blue Jays lead 48-34 with $1:51 remaining in the game. Right side jumper. Heineck off glass. Not good. Rebound. Rorick puts the shot up. Blocked away and out of bounds by Turcotte. And let's see. Did maybe one of the Blue Jays touch it last year? I believe it was Aaron Noble. Forsberg is going to check on. Lacey Ryder will check on. Stacy Slater takes a break. Somebody else will have to leave. Trish Liu is going to take a break. And for the Blue Jays, checking into the ball game, replacing Hynek will be Jennifer Jaha, also checking on. For the Blue Jays, replacing Rorick. Coming into the contest for Stanley is Sarah Nelson. Sarah Nelson in the ball game. And traveling in the backcourt on the Tigers, and so the Blue Jays have the ball. A minute 45 to go. Impounding it at side court for the Blue Jays is Aaron Noble. Throws it in the backcourt to Brewster. Brewster, top of the key, looks to the right side, gives it on the left side to Nelson, fakes right, goes left to Noble. Noble on the baseline, jumper not good, has it batted away from her by Joni Ryder. Outlet to Olsen. Olsen lost it, taken away by Brewster. Brewster left side, 12-footer off the back iron, not good. Rebound in the follow by Jaha, not good. She's fouled by Forsberg. Forsberg picks up her second, and that is the third team foul. But at the free throw line is Jennifer Jaha. Jaha for the Stanley Blue Jays, a senior at 5'9". And now Shelby Nichols is out of the ball game. Going in to replace her is Brandy Nichols for Stanley. Brandy Nichols, a junior at 5'4", and the gift by Jaha is not good, and she'll do it again. And another substitution is Shannon LaRolle is on. She replaces Aaron Noble. Gary Schell going to sweep the bench as Elizabeth Sorensen comes on. And she replaces Annie Brewster. So Jennifer Jaha's at the free throw line for the second give toss. The right-hander's free effort is sent on the way. It's up, bouncing around, not good. Battle for the rebound. It's loose, still batted around. Volleyball time, and finally picked off by Joni Ryder, and she's tied up by Shannon LaRolle. Possession arrow, Trenton. A minute 20 remaining in the game. 48-34. It would appear Stanley will stay alive and play tomorrow night. And Turcotte's in the backcourt to Joni Ryder. Ryder brings it across the stripe. Ryder, top of the key, flips the right side. Turcotte, a rainbow from 18, short, not good. Rebound, Shannon LaRolle for Stanley. Lead pass on the left side to Nichols. Brandy Nichols in the lane. The layup not good. Partially blocked by Joni Ryder. Ryder to Alicia Olsen. Here's a 2-on-1 break. Olsen down the lane, lays it up, not good. Rebound cleared off by Jaha. Jaha for the Blue Jays. Bounces it off to Brandy Nichols. Nichols in the backcourt. Lead pass on the right side to Sorensen. Sorensen across the stripe on the dribble drive to the baseline. Scoops it up the low post to Sarah Nelson. Nelson pivots and goes to the hoop and lost it as it batted away and out of bounds by Lacey Ryder. And so the Blue Jays will play it in. Trish Ledoux checks back in with 41 seconds to go in the game. She replaces Lacey Ryder. At the right baseline, Elizabeth Sorensen will play it inbounds for the Jays. Sorensen throws it right side. Here's Brandy Nichols, 12-footer, not good. Scramble for the rebound. It's tipped away and out of bounds, and last to touch it, Jennifer Jaha, Stanley. And so the Trenton Tigers have possession of the basketball. Inbounding it is Turcotte. Turcotte to Ledoux, back to Turcotte. Turcotte runs into a triple team trap at the midcourt circle, gives it right side to Ryder. Ryder across the stripe, hands it to Alicia Olsen. Skip pass court wide to Forsberg from 20. Nope. Battle for the rebound inside, and it's cleared off by Jennifer Jaha. Jaha to Brandy Nichols. Lead pass to Sorensen. Sorensen across the stripe. Double team on the right side. Throws it away. Picked off by Alicia Olsen. Olsen to the hoop. The layup, it's good. Alicia Olsen with the steal in the basket. 48-36. That's going to about wrap it up. That does it. It's all over. The final score, the Stanley Blue Jays. 48, the Trenton Tigers. 36, the Stanley Blue Jays stay alive in the district tournament with a record of 12-9. The Trenton Tigers close out the campaign at 4-18. 48-36, final tally on the board. I'll be back to check the scoring after this 2-minute timeout. You're listening to the District 16 tournament on News Radio. Since the Stanley Blue Jays advance on to tomorrow night's game at 6 against either the Burke Central Panthers or the Divide County Maroons. Stanley upends Trenton and closes Trenton's season today. 48-36, the Blue Jays improve to 12-9. Trenton closes out the season with a record of 4-18. At the end of the first quarter, Stanley led 16-11 at the half, 23-20. At the end of 3, 37-28, and the final 48-36. for the Blue Jays today. 15 of 44 from the field, 5 of 7 at the free throw line. And the Blue Jays, I should say for the Blue Jays, 21 of 59 from the field, 6 of 14 from the free throw line. Stanley turned it over 22 times. No one fouled out. For the Trenton Tigers today, 15 of 44 from the field, 5 of 7 at the free throw line. And the Trenton Tigers turned it over 35 times this afternoon. Rebounding today, 37 for Trenton, 33 for Stanley. Individual scoring for the Stanley Blue Jays. The 11 points today for Shelby Nichols, 14 points for Gwen Weinbar, 10 points for Audrey Rorick, 3 ball players in double digits, 6 points for Tara Heineck, and then 3 points for Angela Nichols, 2 points for Annie Brewster, 1 point for Aaron Noble, and 1 point for Shannon LaRolle for the Blue Jays total of 48. For the Trenton Tigers today, 15 for Alicia Olson, 12 points for Joni Ryder, 3 points for Amber Forsberg, 4 points for Lacey Turcotte, 2 points for Trish Ledoux for the Tigers total of 36. So the Stanley Blue Jays stay alive in district competition, and the Trenton Tigers close the books for the season. Next game coming up will feature the Alexander Comets against the Tioga Pirates. That game is about 20 minutes away.